Oh, hello there. I didn't see you there. Welcome back to another co-stream. It's Friday. It's game day. Dallas Fuel versus Philadephia Fusion. Hello, my positive propane professionals. How y'all doing today? How you doing? Having a good day? Finally got through that hectic workday. Well, I suppose, if you're actually in Texas, you're probably not quite done your workday yet. It is 2 p.m. So none of you guys would actually be playing hooky and, watching a stream during work hours, though. None of you would ever do that. Jayne, can we sing Sweet Caroline? We're like 30 seconds into the show and we're already getting the weird requests. What am I, your dancing monkey? Come on, guys. Come on. How y'all doing? We got about, for those of you guys asking when the match actually starts, according to the schedule, unlike last week where we started 2 hours ahead of schedule, this week we are the first game of the day. So we should be starting on time within about 12 minutes here. So you got that to look forward to. But in the meantime, welcome. Of course, this is going to be week 3 of the qualifiers for the Countdown Cup. So this is the last week. We've got a double header. This week we're playing against the Philadephia Fusion. As well, on Sunday, we're playing against the Atlanta Reign. So that'll be our 4 games for qualifiers. And if we do well this weekend, then we have a fantastic seed going into the actual playoff bracket itself. And the Countdown Cup playoff bracket does have a $275,000 prize pool. So for this chat, hello to everyone. If this is the first time joining us, where have you been? You've been missing out. I've been having a lot of fun in these co-streams. I am looking at the YouTube chat, so hello to YouTube chat as well. As always, there's watch parties on the Discord as well. So for those of you guys who are only on the YouTube and want to check that out, discord.gg/DallasFuel. Hello to the watch parties going on in Discord. I'm watching match chat. So if you want me to see your comments, your questions, or whatever other tomfoolery you're getting up to during the stream, you want to be typing in hashtag match chat. So hello to both of you. Let's see how you guys are doing today. Where are the fuel pajamas? Yes, I was wearing the Christmas sweater last week because it was just the Overwatch League had gifted us a free win in the form of the Boston Uprising. So, that's that. I'm gonna wear that jumper when we got gifts given to us. This week, the Philadephia Fusion match, this one's gonna be hard, okay? This one's gonna be difficult. I'm a pretty biased guy when it comes to my absolute love for the Dallas Fuel, but I'm not gonna lie to you guys, this one's gonna be tough. We've got the San Francisco Shock, the Philadephia Fusion, and the Paris Eternal very comfortably sitting in A tier. They're kind of like the best 3 teams of the North American bracket. And then on Contested, which is the Overwatch show that I do with Avast, it was yesterday. So Avast and I were talking about it yesterday, trying to figure out who's really in B tier, because A tier, it's like those 3 teams are very clearly the best right now. But it's like Florida Mayhem's definitely B tier. But other than that, the only team that could potentially be a B tier team right now is the Dallas Fuel. So that's really what we're trying to confirm here today. Philadephia Fusion is something like 19-2 right now in terms of their record. They're gonna be really hard to beat. The question here is, if we can beat them, fantastic. If we beat them here, we've got to be hyped for a potential grand finals run into the Countdown Cup. That's how extraordinarily fantastic this would be. And it's not out of the realm of possibility. Is it likely? Probably not. But what we're looking for is a good showing here so that we can get really solid placement into that kind of B-ish tier of teams, and then have hopefully a run into the playoffs where we don't get knocked out by the first round team that ends up going to win the entire bracket. So a nicer placing means we aren't going to fight the championship and have a finals but in the quarterfinals or something like that. So, Philadephia Fusion going to be a tough team, but I think it's going to be a good game regardless. I love you too, Burst. Good to see you. What else, you guys? Jayne is wearing PJ. Yeah, we're not gonna. There's a reason that this desk is only chest up. Avast has informed me of the ways of wearing shorts. I'm not even wearing shoes or socks, so that's living the life, We're gonna lose, but just because there's a potential of lose doesn't mean there's still no negative Nancy's allowed in here, chat. There's still things to enjoy. You got to go in with proper expectations, so that when you meet or exceed those, you're still happy even if it is a loss. It's all about managing those expectations, chat. And if you're gonna be a negative Nancy, and if what you're doing on a Friday night is gonna be you're gonna go Friday, your Friday afternoon is gonna mess up your Friday evening. If you're just here to grumble and not have a good time, you know what? Feel free to depart. This is a positivity zone. We're looking up, we have faith, we believe in the victory no matter how unlikely it may be, and it's going to be good Overwatch regardless. Yeah, actually, we finally got some new tech on the stream. So we've got some tweets that were put out in the pre-show itself, but additionally, if you guys tweet during this co-stream with the hashtag OWL co-stream, we'll be showing some of your tweets at halftime. So feel free to also include Burn Blue, but in order to get on this stream, because we are partnering with the Overwatch League on this, so the Overwatch League being very gracious to allow us to actually do this, where they give us the clean feed so we can have our own production, showing you guys the games, commentary right on top of that, without having to do any of that sync that you'd normally find in a companion stream. So before we show the tweets though, you will find a tracking link in the description below. If you do like us doing this, then click that link, make sure that you're subscribed to the Overwatch League channel, and while you're doing that, just make sure you're also subscribed to the Dallas Fuel channel. But we had 2 tweets. Which one are we looking at first here? Paintbrush, okay. Let's take a look at this tweet. So, the tweet reads, hashtag OWL co-stream. I think I speak for everyone when I say that we needed a paintbrush hair routine reveal. So yeah, that man's locks, them's be juicy. I'm not sure. Paintbrush has been a really social guy. I'm sure that he'd actually go for that. He'd probably do that. I don't see why he wouldn't, really. So we can definitely get that happening. And then we also had our resident mod, streamer, and recent birthday haver, Caden, dropped a tweet as well and says, I got to drop my doggos for a feature. Hashtag OWL co-stream. So hello to you, Caden. Hopefully your puppers are watching the Fuel play against the Fusion today. So if you'd like to have your tweets, positive tweets only, I mean, if you're a negative Nancy, sorry, not the place for that. Positive tweets only, but hashtag OWL co-stream, and we'll get some of your tweets, commentary, or heck, if you want to just, if you want to ask questions, you can just type them in chat. But if you want to, if you've got a thought that is just like so fantastic, it needs to be featured for everybody else to see, not just me, use that hashtag OWL co-stream, and we'll show it on stream during the halftime itself. So just to make sure we're warning you as well, we don't have a post-stream interview for today. The team does have obligations after their match against the Fusion. So we don't have a post-stream interview for you today, but we'll make sure we get those back again during the Atlanta Raid co-stream, which is again on Sunday. Okay. Where are we at? I'm going to be... Oh, I tabbed out. Where are you at? Rhino. I gotta say, Jayne, Frontier has been pretty garbage for a lot of people in the area. Rhino. Frontier's been great for us. We haven't had a single interruption when we've been broadcasting from the actual studio here. Did I jinx it? Oh, goodness. No. Don't tell me we jinxed it. Y'all are just talking to each other. I've been ignoring you for too long. Do you guys have any questions or thoughts? Rice has one. He says, Jayne, what is the Fuel's win condition against a team many would see as objectively better? So I think the thing, and again, Avast and I were talking this on the Contested show, which happens Tuesdays and Thursdays at 5 p.m. Central. But one of the things that we were talking about is that Philadephia Fusion really does have that clutch potential. They've got some really big superstar players. Carpe has always been in conversation for the MVP candidate, right? And if you were looking at it, so they played against the Los Angeles Gladiators last weekend, I believe. Correct me if I'm not wrong, but the Gladiators went up 2-0, and then the Philadephia Fusion pulled off the reverse sweep. In the last map on Lijiang Tower, Carpe did just some ridiculous stuff, and he was playing Junkrat. He played Junkrat for the first little bit, and then McCree afterwards. So the Fusion are a really strong team. They don't feel like they've been playing to their potential or anything like that, but even when their weaknesses just get covered up, when their superstars pop the heckers off. You have Alarm and Carpe who both can do that. So I think the real big thing is that we need to make sure that our players can go toe-to-toe or just shut down the superstars of Philadephia Fusion. Because if you let those guys live and you let them have space and you let them try and look for opportunities, eventually they're going to find one. So we really got to find ways to shut down Carpe and Alarm primarily. So I think that's going to be one of the Fuel's keys to victories. We don't actually have a segment like that, but we definitely should. So favorite not Overwatch League player? That is a tough question. Favorite player that's not in the Overwatch? Shayne. Actually, Shayne. Chayne. He's a main tank player. It's honestly a travesty that he never made it into the Overwatch League, especially with the state of main tanks in the Overwatch League. They've always been in high demand. Shayne had a great attitude, great head on his shoulders, good approach to the game, fantastic main tank skills. and you never got a chance to showcase it. So I would say that Shayne is, or Guru. Shayne or Guru. Guru currently plays for Maryville. Guru's another off-tank player. Really hard worker, good mentality, and I think that both of them could get Overwatch League shots. Is Chipsa playing? I will let you know. Currently, we're just looking at the actual the feed right now, and we're just waiting on the Philadephia Fusion's DPS line. So they have the tanks and sports in queue, and I'm also gonna let you guys know the fuel starting lineup while I'm talking about it. We have Doha, Onigod, Gamsu, Note, Crimzo, and Paintbrush. So once again, Decay not starting. Onigod's gonna be taking up that spot. Playing from a country that, as we've discussed, does not exist. Jayne, do you think we'll see a lot of Monkey to cope with Carpe today? Yeah, that's a tough one. So we are going into this. This is going to be the first game of the new meta, right? So we had hero pools for the last 2 weeks, but we're going back to that period of time where it's the week before the playoffs, and the players themselves, they have no hero pools. So this is going to be a preview of what the meta is potentially going to be for the playoffs. So both of these teams, Philadelphia and Dallas, don't really have a good grasp on what is best. So that could be an opportunity. Maybe if Dallas does get a better read on the meta just out of the box. Everybody's playing off script right now. There is no script. There is no understood best meta right now. You know, all of the main tank players this week have been really angry on Twitter, being like, Orisa sucks. So I think we can assume we're going to see Orisa because all of the main tank players at Overwatch League coincidentally all started complaining about playing Orisa again. So chances are we're pretty high that we're going back to seeing the double shield stuff, but, you know, we'll probably still see some of that Genji, Ashe, maybe. I mean, Mei is unbanned again, so who knows? We'll have to see, but I definitely think double shield is still going to be a mainstay of what we're looking at here. Jayne, what's your favorite color? Do you see the color? Everything on your screen is blue. What do you think my favorite color is? It's purple. But anyway. Best win condition for Dallas is Chipsa playing. Also, where's Onigod from? Onigod is from a non-existent country. Also, the Philadephia Fusion DPS have joined the game. It's going to be Ivy and Hisu going to be playing. So no Carpe to start with. Ivy and Hisu are going to be the starting lineup. Oh, those are the words. Words are hard, chat, okay? Orisa gameplay can be pretty boring, but good thing that Orisa gameplay never happens in isolation, and there's always exciting things happening around the Orisa. So, even though Orisa is going to be played, there's still exciting things happening as long as we're not kind of first-person perspective in the Orisa. Just shield. Halt. Yeah, so that was my Orisa impression. You're welcome. I am sorry to burn your eyeballs like that one. No Carpe. Ivy and Hisu, indeed. Ivy and Hisu, Pepega laugh. Exactly, number player one. Is Jake on main cast or is he on the... No, right, if we're not playing against Houston. Is Fusion doing a co-stream? Jake and ZP are doing the casting on mainstream. All right. Jake's a good caster. He does well. Why no Decay? I don't know. That's something we should do. Strats, tactics, science, coaching. That's one thing we should do. Is I should have I should reach out to Arrow or Young or somebody like that and get like a statement about how they're feeling about the game or something like that beforehand. But you know, I should be more prepared. I will be more prepared for your guys' questions during the Atlanta Rain co-stream, but you know, right now I don't have an answer for you. So I'm not involved with the actual Fuel's day-to-day stuff. I'm more around the content and the creative side of Envy these days. So Jayne Orisa sound pack when? Oh my goodness. Hey Jayne, what did you think about Super as Genji? I'm sure that Super could be Overwatch League caliber Genji if he played Genji as much as he's played main tank. Is that the nicest way to put it? All right, the game's starting. Thank you for your question. Let's go into it. Our first map is going to be on Ilios. San Francisco Shock is not here. It's the Philadephia Fusion against the Dallas Fuel. So Ivy and Hisu are going to be the DPS for the side of the Philadephia Fusion. Dallas Fuel, of course, sporting Doha and Onigod, let's get into it. Okay, Boomer, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. I don't see a message attached to that, so if you do have a message, I'll try and keep my eyes out for you. But appreciate the support regardless. Jayne, do you know Nozarino, the German tank god? Of course I do. Nozarino's a cool dude. He watched my stream early. Before I was well known at all, Nozarino hung out in the chat all the time. All right. Well, 3 seconds. Let's get into it. I hope you guys are enjoying it. Of course, this is the match where we got to see how good the Fuel really are. This is a challenge. Philadephia Fusion, of course, one of the top 3 teams, at least in the North American division. They're kind of the teams that we're considering the A tier here. So even if we're not necessarily looking to beat them, I mean, if we do beat them, which it is absolutely possible, that'd be fantastic. But we want a showing good enough here where we can say that at least we're solidly B tier along the Florida Mayhem. So let's see. It looks like we are going to be going... Well, so the Philadephia Fusion already are going to be sticking towards more of that APAC Asian flavor of meta with the Zarya and the Winston, whereas the Dallas Fuel is going right back to their more objective, like tankier, bunker more focus with Note and Gamsu playing double shield, Sigma, and Orisa. But we are seeing the Genjis on both sides, and Doha, gotta say, I still think he's one of the best Genjis in the entire league. And then Onigod on Ashe, which he's looked great on. So he's still on a little bit of high ping because he's not in the States yet. He's Norway, but he's been looking really good on the Ashe. It's the Tracer that's had a little bit of difficulty on the ping side, but Fuel's getting the first pick. Paintbrush immediately. He's so Johnny on the spot, trying to make sure that the Winstons can't get anything done there. And it looks like that dynamite, you know, Onigod's just lighting them up, making them burn blue. Yes, Galaxy, I did remember. Don't worry about that one. And with Fury being the last one to be finished off here, I think that's going to be a very easy first cap. So this is a great start for the Dallas Fuel here, of course. Now, one of the things here is the composition that the Dallas Fuel has. This would have been really quite disastrous for them to have lost this first point because retaking on this composition is very difficult, but it's so good at holding. So it's going to be very, very difficult for the Philadephia Fusion to actually retake this. It's going to be difficult for them to get in a full charge for that EMP within this fight. Ivy's already low. He's got to dash out. So Fuel can really slow this down. And even if it's a one-fight loss, they can burn so much objective percentage off that. You see Gamsu hiding around. Ivy's floating around. Ooh, Doha's low. He's got to go back to his team. So that is going to give the Philadephia Fusion a little bit of space here. Sato already so low. Doha's already got the blade ready. Let's take a look at how good Doha's... Oh, he doesn't... Oh, Note's dropped. So if he's going to make a play, he's got to do it now. He's got to make sure he survives against the Brig. He got stunned. So he took out the Ana, but dropped to that Brig. The Brig played really quite well. Funny Astro waiting to use that bash. Doha, I think, thought that he had juked that, but he hadn't. So the Philadephia Fusion are getting that cap, but it's 44%. So just like I said, even though they lost it, you know, they got quite a hefty percentage here. So with the Dallas Fuel having ultimates, it depends really who's going to swap. Doha using that, he's already going to go back to the Sombra. That's going to be nice. We have Rally, but one of the real downsides here is that Philadephia Fusion retook that without using ultimates. So now they have that Zarya, now they have that EMP. So Dallas Fuel, expect the Dallas Fuel to lose this fight, but what you're really looking for is the Philadephia Fusion to use a lot of ultimates for that honor of maintaining the point. So Dallas Fuel needs to up the tempo, up the energy, make sure that the Philadephia Fusion has to do something or they're going to lose the point. And if you do that, hopefully they make a mistake. EMP's out very early. Looks like there's 3 ultimates coming out from the Philadephia Fusion and very, very early in the fight. So if you're a Fuel fan, you are happy about that. Even though they lost, look at it, you know, they used 3 ultimates for the honor of keeping that point. Now they only have the Zarya, but Zarya is pretty vulnerable. Last time we were looking at it, Note had to use the Gravitic Flux against Boston quite a bit to try and take out Fury, or rather the Zarya player on Boston. So expect this Zarya to be targeted to try and negate this grab. It didn't work out very well for them last week, but I'm sure they've refined those tactics to make it a little bit easier this week so far. Doha did already have Blade. Okay. Let's go. Yeah, there's the hack. Fury, you can see them focusing down. He got really rezzed up. He's now unhacked, so he does have that grab available, but the Bob is out. This is absolute chaos here. Nobody's dead yet. Ult's coming out. Supercharger's out. Window is back out. They got the stun on the Genji. Did they bring him down? Yes! Onigod lands the dynamite. He's managed to take out Ivy, and that's going to be opening things up here. Huge opportunity for the Fury Hero. Crimson with a great immortality field. It's hidden. It's not going to be able to be killed by the Philadephia Fusion. Somebody's really low. They got Funny Astro. That's the second member down. Fuel are definitely on the road towards being able to capture this point back, and it's going to be absolutely critical that they do so. It is going to be a 99% flip. and they are going to maintain ultimates for this. So they're going to have a flip in overtime, but now it's the reverse situation where the Fuel has big ultimates. They won that without having to use EMP, without Flux, and they're going to have Rally. That's going to be so big because Rally can counter Ivy's Dragon Blade as well as Hiso's EMP. If Paintbrush gets that Rally off, it's going to be so hard. Like, Rally persists through that EMP. And Shield Bash, I mean, that is just a massive threat to Ivy because, of course, I mean, they do have the Ana, but they don't have the Nano Boost. Alarm is only sitting at 40% here. Doha's looking for an opportunity. He has been detected. Oh, it looks like Ivy took out Crimzo along with that dive, so they are going to be fighting down by 1, and this might have been a little bit too late, just waited just a little bit too long on pulling that trigger, and I think Philadephia Fusion, just off of that, is going to be able to take this point. Otherwise, I don't think that it would have been last fight, but close one. So teams are looking pretty close together so far. So Dallas Fuel kind of slipped up. They pulled the trigger. They had the keys on their keychain. They had the tools in their toolkit, but they just pulled the trigger a few seconds too late. And against a team as sharp as the Philadephia Fusion, that's all it's going to take to lose a round. But so far, good showing. Enjoying it quite a bit. How are you guys doing? Ha! Greetings to you as well, Nozarino, and Nozarino's chat. All right. Comeback starts now. It's way too early to start calling it a comeback. We haven't even fallen behind. Yes, dummy, you're not wrong. The last fight was, I wouldn't say sloppy, but they weren't decisive enough. I think this, like, you know, it's like things just got a little bit chaotic because they didn't pull the trigger when they had the opportunity to. But we're going to be going over to a different composition here. Now we're going to be doing a little bit different with the Orisa and the Diva. So Onigod is also going to be on the McCree, another character that he's seen a lot of success on. So this is going to be a lot better against things, especially Genji. Like, Ivy is in such a world of hurt here, rolling out on a hero that is basically hard countered by, ooh, I mean, Ivy, okay. We shouldn't have let that one happen. So Ivy finds Onigod, and we, of course, don't have a res. So you could see that the Philadephia Fusion was scared. They were backing out. We had won the rock, paper, scissors of getting that initial kind of luck of the draw on the rollout kind of rock, paper, scissors thing. But Ivy actually managed to assassinate Onigod. Don't know how we let that happen, but that is going to open things up. So good news, though. Oh, are we going to get draw? He's 35. He has no reflect, but okay. So, you know, on the upside, we still get some value out of it. Definitely wanted more there. We wanted more. We got some. You know, they backed off enough for us to get that cap, 14%. It's not as damaging as it could have been, but now Ivy has that Dragon Blade. It's going to be pretty difficult to survive against that unless Paintbrush is able to get up to that rally. You know, they do have to, well, make sure that he can't get an assassination even without having to use the Dragon Blade like before. And Onigod is going to be matching on the Widowmaker against Hisu. That is also going to be a challenging matchup, especially with his ping. Certainly not impossible. Onigod is up to that challenge. We're looking at Ivy here. So he has the ability. He's looking for it. Now, we got to do the same thing that we did on Ilios. We got to move fast, and we got to make sure that these big ultimates, if they're going to use them to win, we want to use them early. Ivy's still looking for an opportunity, and Onigod's already dropped to Hisu. Dragon Blade's going to come out, stun lands, but he didn't have to use the actual blade before. So that's not the worst thing in the world. They already got the first pick. Hisu had landed the pick onto Onigod, and then even after that, they still used ultimates. And the Philadephia Fusion, once again, they actually used 4 ultimates to win that. So Philadephia probably didn't have to do that. They could have played slower. It could have been worse, but they used 4 ultimates, and now the Dallas Fuel, they have the blade, they have the rally, and they have the supercharger coming out here. So as long as Onigod doesn't get picked early here, this should be enough to win, and hopefully a win with another fight in the bank here. But if not, it will be the end of Koth, and we'll be going to the next map. So let's see what's happening. Onigod playing a little bit safer, just checking behind. It doesn't look like they actually have eyes on Ivy here. There's the Flux. Dragon Blade is coming in. Doha still has the dash, so he's going to be going in. Great patience from Doha there. What took him out? A supercharged whip shot. God, that's so annoying here. Note still barely alive thanks to that immortality fuel, but even with Doha dropping, I think he's done enough work here. The supercharge is going to go down. Hisu takes out Crimson, and Ivy drops. So yeah, Ivy definitely being a problem here. Did they manage to take him out, or he barely survived? We've still got our own supercharger from Gamsu, and they're returning with the ball here. So this could be challenging here, and Hisu keeps finding headshots. So man, that was so close, but it just wasn't enough to flip it. And it looks like that's going to be all she wrote for Ilios here as soon as the Philadephia Fusion finishes cleaning up here. So yeah, the Hisu definitely did work there. Ilios Ruins going to be a really always a very heavily sniper dominated map. And our hit scan player is currently in Norway. So that's a 200 ping fight against a fantastic hit scan player. Rough one. Didn't win the 2 duels that he had the opportunity, and then Hisu found a couple other picks as well. But the gap is not insurmountable. I'll definitely say that. It's they're playing pretty well as a team. Yeah. So hope you guys enjoying the game so far. Let's take a look what chat has to say. Now do we say it? Do we say comeback starts now, or do we wait till next game? It might be too early to, you always got to give the opportunity that false sense, the opponent, that false sense of security. And then you've also got to just make sure that you've got as much information as possible to adapt, because the team doesn't meet. They don't have a lot of time between game 1 and game 2. The only time that the coaches really get to talk to the players and they get to kind of decompress, evaluate, analyze what's going on is at that halftime. So, if anything's going to major change, and if we are going to see a comeback, first of all, we're going to see how big that gap is between these teams on the next map. And then after that, we're going to have to see if Dallas can find some sort of adaptation. So, of course, there's been a lot of reverse sweeps. And this is also going to be a time, like what we talked about earlier, of course, is that these teams, this is like the first game of a hero pool swap, right? So you've got Philadephia Fusion. They have a different read on the meta than the Dallas Fuel do. I mean, the Philadephia Fusion almost got defeated by the Los Angeles Gladiators. They adapted at halftime, took it back, won the game. We almost got reverse swept by the Houston Outlaws, did the same thing, figured out what they were doing at halftime, adapted, and changed. So this map, it's Watchpoint Gibraltar. It's going to be, this one might be rough, especially if these teams have practiced more of that. If I'm assuming that the Philadephia Fusion have been sticking more to this Zarya and this Winston, and I'm assuming that the Dallas Fuel have been sticking more to this Orisa and Sigma gameplay. Now, this is based off of literally one map, 2 rounds of Koth. It's a singular data point. It's really hard to infer much from this, but if we are going to be going into this, of course, it's Watchpoint Gibraltar. It's a map where Winston is so dominant. So you're going to have, again, if they go into this where it's more of that double shield and then the Zarya and the Winston on the payload, it's Philadephia Fusion going to be really strong on the attack. Dallas Fuel going to be like more defense favored, but we're going to have to see how this one plays out. But after this, if this one goes really poorly for the Dallas Fuel, we're going to have to be looking for adaptations, reads on the meta, which it's like, hero pools, a new world of Overwatch. Even if you're down 2 at the half, the amount of reverse sweeps that have happened in the last 2 weeks, incredible. It's never over till it's over. All right. Where are you at, chat? How you feeling? Dr. Jaws says, Fuel did really good there. It was just a domino effect. Late MP, not countered Winnow, but overall it was a very good fight. It was respectable, certainly. And the mistakes that were being made were like little ones, very little ones. They're still playing as a team. It's like the call to engage was a second or 2 late. The scouting on Ivy, that one was definitely a larger oversight. But again, not the end of the world sort of thing. Jayne, what's your opinion on Symmetra being a healer? No. Oh, all right. Well, we're going to Watchpoint Gibraltar. So the thing to look for here is, did the Dallas Fuel heavily prepare double shield, which Dallas Fuel has seen a lot of success on, would make sense. And is the Philadephia Fusion sticking to that Zarya Winston gameplay? So that's kind of like all of the statements that I made between Game 1 and Game 2 were based off of the assumptions that the Fusion and the Fuel are going to play the same compositions on this map that they did on Ilios. But Philly might have a different read on this. Nope, they have not. But Fuel does. Okay, this is good. This is good. This is already a change. This means that they've prepared more than one thing. I'm really happy to see that. And they're already rolling out with a dive composition. They've got Gamso on the Winston, Note on the Diva. So I was going to be definitely a little bit, worried, a bit trepidation. Is that a word? I feel like that's a right word. But it's one of those, right? But they do have multiple compositions prepared, and a composition that definitely looks more suited to Gibraltar. So happy to see this. Let's see what they can do with it. And Philadephia Fusion, actually, they did swap. They aren't going to be playing the Winston Zarya. They're swapping around as well. They're playing the Winston... No, they changed again. Philly, make up your minds! All right, so they are going to be playing that Zarya Winston dive, whereas the Fuel on the defense playing the Diva... Onigon! Making a statement right off the start, just blowing Ivy's head clean off. That's going to slow things down. Really, the only thing Hisu gets to accomplish is walk around invisibly and be like, yes, it appears that we can't do anything. Yep. Ooh. Onigon also almost knocked the head of Funny Ostro right off after that one, but yeah, this is a good one. Of course, they're just going to let that payload drop underneath. They don't need much except ult charge and time off the clock. The real important part is, of course, controlling this high ground. Even if they're pushing this payload underneath, trying to defend when an opponent has this very fortified position above is so challenging. Ivy kind of losing HP way much faster. Funny Astro had to use that health back as well. But this blue box, very heavily defended. Hisu, look at this. We're almost a minute into the game, and Hisu is just barely over 20% of the way to his ult. Doha, almost at 60% here. Doha outcharging a Sombra in terms of EMP. What? Oh my god! That flick! Okay. Okay. Yeah. He's the only god on this server. Are you kidding me with that flick? Can I get that clipped? I need that in my Twitter notifications before this game is. Oh my god. Oni god with the... woo! All right, he's popping. He's popping. Fury's low. Yeah, he's not going to get that grab off. No trades for it, but... yo, that shot was so sick. Gamsu's not going to have the prime. I don't think he would have wanted to pop it anyway. Definitely don't want to give Hisu more ult charge. How many fuel members are going to be back? So enough fuel members are going to be back. Now, Doha does have the blade, but we don't really have much to help him. We don't have a nano yet. We don't quite have the rally. I mean, we could try and bomb for time. Yeah, Note has bomb, so this is still a fight. We want to try and stall for... Ooh, we're not stall... Oh, he reflected the sleep, and he dodged the stun as well. Is he going to survive it? No, he's not going to survive it. Is Ivy going to be able to get out? I mean, we still have the bomb here. Note can still be using it. EMP comes out, but it's after the bomb. Philadephia Fusion can't follow up. Fury tries to tank it as much as he can. Note drops before he can get in the Mac. I think the Fusion are going to take this, but... Ooh, it was so close! Oh, it was so close! Oh, boy, my heart. God. Oh, my goodness. I mean, we lost that first point, but damn, we made them work for it. I mean, if it's really easy to say what should have been done watching from that third-person perspective, but I would have loved to see a bomb or something to try and stall and then been able to go with, like, Rally and Blade, but Doha went in the background. He did so well. He reflected the sleep. He dodged the stun. He did everything, but he had to go in early, and he didn't have the support. He wasn't in sight line of our Ana. He wasn't able to get armor packs. I mean, Doha did everything he could, and he's even doing more. Come on, get Ivy. Assert your dominance. Get more of them. No, you're at 30 HP. Okay, maybe run away. Maybe. No, he's got his armor pack. Come on, finish off Funny Astro. Show him how to play a real... Yeah, there we go. Oh, okay, Doha's backing off. He's playing a safe. Ooh, Ivy's chasing him. Finish him off. Come on, Gamsu. Help him out here. Help him out here. Get that mega... No! Sato Primal. Is he going to be able to take out... He is going to take out Paintbrush here. All right. Where is the payload? I don't even know. I'm just... Ooh, God, I love watching Doha Genji. Man, he can kick it with the best of them. No question about that. Nice spy check there from Note, dropping Hisu out of cloak here. Now, both Genjis also have the Dragon Blade Fury. Ooh, only God knows he's coming for him. But no, I mean, you gotta think that Hisu... Oh, and the stun lands, and the whip shot lands. Ivy's not gonna be able to get anything out of it. He's gonna die too. What? What was that slash? Where did that come from? Oh, how did Ivy survive that? No! I mean, we got the nano boost, but they grabbed our nanoed monkey, and they do get the capture. Ah, man, so close to finishing off Ivy, but they get second point, and with about 4 minutes, so they're on a pretty good click here. But ooh, what is this game? This game is glorious. I love it. God, it's like, man, it's one of my favorite things. Like, you never really got to see Doha pop off to like this level because he's playing against Boston. Boston doesn't have people like Alarm and Funny Astro. So when you see Doha really have to step up his game to take it to like really top tier supports, it just makes it so much better. You really see Doha playing at his maximum potential, and it's great here. So Fuel, both teams have traded one. Fuel definitely needs to burn off more time here. They have Bomb and they have Primal, but Gamsu dropped without it. So you are going to see the Philadephia Fusion getting a little bit more space because of this. But if we have the tools in our toolkit. We had to use Rally, but both tank ultimates plus Dragon Blade and a massive spawn advantage here. If we lock this down, we can burn all 3 minutes off here. Okay, they're Dragon Blading here. They're going to be able to get Crimzo, but and the bomb is trying to be used defensively. So Nanoblade only getting one. We do have spawn advantages, and we used both tank ults. Now we have the Blade of ourselves. Do we have anything to support it? We're going to have a Nanoblade as well. So Crimzo, he's at 98%. Just, okay, Gamsu's dropping. We're running out of time. There's the dragon. There's that. Come on. You got to get a reset. Oh my god, he's hacked. He's antied. He's survived. No, it wasn't an anti. It was a buff. Crimzo kept him alive. Okay, so Onigod's dropped. Doha's down. They did so well shutting down that Nanoblade, and then EMPs as well. I don't think we're going to be able to hold this off very much, and Fusion are going to set a pretty good time here. Not for lack of trying and not for lack of great plays here, but Fusion, 2 minutes, 30 seconds on the clock, and Dallas Fuel's definitely got their work set out for them, but God, there were some good moments there. Those flicks from Onigod onto Hisu, and then the Blade play. Great. Man. There was a comment in the YouTube channel and the VOD last week that were like, Jayne, stop being so excited. You're so fake and cringe. I was like, how could you possibly fake this enthusiasm? This is the one time, the one opportunity that I really get to just share the levels of hype and love that I have for this team. Just let me have my moment, okay? I miss the energy of the in-person homestands. I'm so sad we didn't have them this year. The energy in those homestands, like the Allen Event Arena or in Allen Event Center, that is just the most amount of energy from people in any circumstance I've ever experienced in my life. And I just feel a little bit of that every single time I watch a Fuel game with friends. And you know what? Streaming, I feel like you guys are friends. So, I love it. I love it. Comeback doesn't start now. Game's not over yet. Comeback doesn't start now. We're not behind enough for the comeback to start.
5, 4, 3,
Oh. All right. All right, my positive propane professionals. We're on attack this time. Let's see what we can do here. Doha, I mean, we're playing Crimzo. I want to see these Nanoblades. We got to use these Nanoblades to break through those big areas where we're going to be stopped, like end of first point, end of third. It's definitely going to be on Doha and Crimzo to be able to do that as much as possible. So we're already showing out a pretty decent amount of damage here. I mean, Doha more than look at Doha's charging. So, they know. It's I don't have to tell them. You don't have to tell them. Oh, God, just finding heads. Woo, woo. Okay. Onigod definitely been looking impressive this series as well. So, I mean, I have been singing Doha's praises like all game, but Onigod, I mean, he has been making his presence known, as we say, on this Widowmaker as well. And we're seeing the Philadephia Fusion already being forced to back off here as well. So we're getting a lot of space for free. They're not fighting, like they don't really have that opportunity. So we're getting an assassination here too, right? Ooh, that's like Crimzo gets the sleep on Hisu, and there's going to be 2 picks that we've had. I think they were farther than 15 seconds apart too. So sit down, boy. This is Doha's server. That was good. Yeah, so we're not winning fights because Philly isn't taking them. They're just feeding us one at a time. So we might get first point without ever really winning a team fight, just off picks. I mean, Onika, yeah, what are you gonna do, Hisu? Run scared, boy. Run scared. All right, there's the... He still has... Yep. Give me another. Oh, he got hacked. And they slapped him. No! Okay, Crimzo's just gonna push in the payload, but... That's what they needed to do. I mean, that was so solid. I mean, they found the advantages, and then after you got those, I mean, there's so many times that teams, I mean, even Philly's been criticized of it, where they found these opportunities and not capitalized on it. But Dallas Fuel found those picks, they capitalized on it, they forced Philly to try and contest, and then they just, finally, you're trying to fight on my terms? Well, sorry, boy. My terms say that you lose. So we're on the second point on a pace even faster than the Fusion set. Crimzo drops. But we're still getting the payload moved pretty quickly here. Gamsu has Primal. The question is he going to use it? With them actually dropping and... so he does Primal. Interesting choice. But because Nova's in the grab there with him. So not 100% sure I agree with that. But you know what? Doha is just farming Ivy. Over and over and over again. I don't know how long this is going to take until Ivy realizes that his rightful place is just staying in spawn. But Doha's going to make damn sure that he's aware of that. All right. Yeah. A lone Zarya definitely. Ooh, they're going to EMP it. Yeah. All right. I mean, I'm not going to complain about that. Use your EMP. Go ahead. Yeah. All right, well, that's their win condition out of the way. Ooh, Ivy's at 10. Come on, Onigod, just spray him. Yes! He got a headshot off that again! It wasn't from his perspective, but he is so cracked right now. Okay, Onigod, I love it. Come on, put Carpe in so we can have a real opponent. I want to see an Onigod Carpe duel at this point. Nobody is even coming close to challenging Onigod on this Widowmaker. All right, here we go. How close are we to the Nano Blade? We used Nano not onto the wins. Oh, okay. So Ivy's found the backline. Oh, that's stun though, and the whip shot. Nice. Paintbrush has been breaking ankles consistently. I think this is like, I gotta think that Paintbrush has got to be one of the most consistent Brigidas in terms of his ability to actually shut down other Genjis there. So like the stuns and the whip shots, he's been so good at it. But the Philadephia Fusion does manage to end up winning that team fight. Crimzo used the Nano onto Gamsu, and they didn't get that. So with the payload in the position it was, I would think they would have gone for like those big bang combo. Like they have them, but maybe tried to apply pressure kind of too consistently instead of all at once to really try and ram through that payload into the end of second point here. But, you know, like, if they had done that, I think they still would have either matched or been at a faster pace than the Fusion's attack here. Oh, Paintbrush already gets that knock. Knocks Sato off of that dive. That's going to give Dallas Fuel more than enough time. And this is like a difficult position to be in because Fusion is on top of the ship. Ooh, okay, Fury. Oh, wow. Yeah, Fury landed that right click. I think that was a lot more damage than Doha was actually expecting to take. Now, despite Doha dropping, they still are going to be taking this ship back. And they have both tank ults are online, so like even though we're losing this fight technically, they are trying to take back the high ground. Okay, so it was going to be hard to stave or to hold on to without words are hard. Onigod? Doha. Doha was the one who dropped by Fury Zarya here. And then Onigod is onto the Tracer here as well. So there's the EMP going out as a kind of like a counter dive attempt. Doha is hacked, and he got EMP'd into hack, but then he got nanoed after the blade as well. And he's surviving against Ivy, who also got nanoed, but Ivy drops the bomb. I mean, what is happening? Fuel has the advantage, but they still have to contend against this Graviton. And they need to play quickly. Sato's going to be very soon out. Oh, okay. So no, didn't quite eat that Graviton. Fury's low. And I think with these spawn advantages and, yeah, with Sato finishing off Paintbrush, that's going to be another reset here. So, like, Dallas Fuel, their strategy has been working in terms of this first point and the second point. But, you know, they're in a position where Philadephia Fusion also has these really big bang combos with their Nano Blades, right? So we're not seeing the Dallas Fuel kind of like regroup. Like if they had, sometimes when you're on these maps, you really got to play them like they're 2CP maps, you know? And 2CP maps, you got to play the ult game. You got to be ult efficient. You got to move quick and get their ultimates out. You know, we talked about it even on Koth, but you know, on this one, it's like we've twice gone in where we nanoed our Winston, like Gamsu got nano to try and separate their backline so that they couldn't help and we could kill everybody, finish everybody off. But not seeing it, and then of course Onigod being back onto the Tracer, you know, this is probably the hero. We've seen him do fantastic work on the Ashe and the Widowmaker, but Onigod being on the Tracer, that's one that he has notably struggled with his ping difficulties. So not liking the Fuel's decisions here, but you know what? This is probably the first time that I've needed to be critical of the Fuel's gameplay. So they are going to be losing Gibraltar, but up till now, they've been playing pretty well. All right, halftime. So we'll have to see what Watchpoint, what the desk thinks about this. But there have been some great plays so far. So I think things. I'm not sure what the strategy was on the second point there, but they were on a good click. And then you know, it can be one of those times where you're just like too eager to win this fight instead of like you take the 40% chance to win this fight rather than like the 70 or 80% chance to win in 2 fights from now. So, you know, it's a roll of the dice. It's a risk. And especially I can understand why they made that call if they want to try and maintain that higher pace, knowing that Fusion set like a 2-minute and 30-second time bank on it. You know, if they wanted to play that higher risk, higher reward where we try and win this fight instead of playing it safe, instead of playing conservative. Because if they played it safe, if they played it conservative, you know, they might have made it to the end of the third point in overtime or with like 30 seconds left or something like that. But, you know, if they wanted to match Philly's time bank, I can see why they went with the strategy they did, but couldn't convert it into a capture. So they really got stalled out on that second point here. Okay, so I think the mainstream is going to have to go to like a commercial break or something. But as soon as we do have watch point, last week we didn't have the opportunity to watch it and see what the mainstream is saying about the game. But this week we do. So as soon as watch point comes up, we'll tune in and see what the main desk thinks about this game so far. But what do you guys think? Is it over? Is it comeback time? How are you guys feeling so far? Ooh, I've got tweets for me as well. Okay. What is this? Okay, so we do have a tweet. It's from Jayne, actually, without a Y, but it's from Jayne. Alpha Alaska. It says, "Hi, Jayne in chat. I'm painting and sending energy for the Philly match. Blue Heart, Overwatch League co-stream." Well, hello to you, Jayne, from Jayne. What are you painting? Can I zoom in on that? I want to zoom in on that. Oh, what are you painting? I can't tell. But you got to tweet a finished product to me after it's done. Did we have another tweet, or was that the only one so far? That's the first one. Okay, we'll get more set up here. So if you do want to if you have commentary about how the match is going so far, use the hashtag. You can tweet at me directly if you want, but the producers right now are looking for the hashtag Overwatch League co-stream. So OWL co-stream. And if you tweet something out like that, then we will take a look at your tweet and we will put it on broadcast. If you think that whatever is in your head or whatever you're doing or whatever you're thinking is important enough for everybody on stream right now to see, then make sure you tweet with that hashtag and we'll get it on stream. So, all right, let's tab back into chat. What is chat saying? Hey Jayne, when are you bringing back your Guess My SR series? We've been missing it a lot and had to watch Emongs, which isn't as fun. Wait, you guys don't like Emongs? So yeah, let's just say that Guess My SR will be returning sooner than you think. No leakerinos. You can't clip that one. We're not on Twitch. Eyebrows. All right. Wait, no, okay, are we doing watch point? Can we get audio? Yep.
And it seems to be working really well.
All right, listening into watch point. What's Costa saying?
Play their game, which is what Philly is so good at. Dallas just don't really know how to get anything done. Onigod is having moments of glory with his headshots, and he is getting a lot of good kills. But outside of that, it's really hard. I think they're really struggling to enable Doha to get the value that Ivy is getting. Doha is getting forward, but he seems to always die with every single blade that he's doing. And the Philadephia Fusion are just so oppressive with their aggression and their team.
Yeah, he's talking specifically about that second point there, because Doha had great success with his blades, other than the first point defense where, I mean, he broke people's ankles, but it was in a recontest situation. And then the second point attack, I agree with him. Like they weren't supporting him in terms of like going for those big combos with the nano and the blade together.
Here for a round from Ilios, and it is going to be the Dallas Fuel hesitating a little bit, playing a bit cautiously.
The hesitating, that was another thing that we criticized them about. Yes.
Can engage with their dive composition. So
yeah, this is the exact fight. This is exactly what I said, and we were talking about, chat. That this fight specifically we lost because we hesitated by like 1 or 2 seconds.
But they don't, and instead the Fusion take it into their own hands. They pull off the primal rage, and then we see that he comes out with EMPs and it's nice.
That one could that one wouldn't have. That one wouldn't have secured that map, but it would have put the Fusion on a really poor footing to try and recontest. They would have been recontesting staggered without being able to like regroup and execute on their own time. So yeah, I've agreed with what Cus says, with what Johnny says. Neither of them are being unfairly critical. So.
I just don't think Dallas was ready for this level of aggression. Like that fight, Dallas had an obvious plan. They wanted to sit in this high ground, make the Philadephia Fusion walk into them, and then EMP, right? That's simple. But Sato gets so much value from diving deep into the backline that they don't want to solo EMP Sato, and then they get a little lost. They have a Gravitic Flux and a Rally, and they just can't get them off. They need to be more aggressive with their ultimates. Otherwise, Philly's just going to take the control into their hands, and Dallas is going to lose fights they really shouldn't lose.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, let's see.
Good takes on watch point. A rare occurrence. Mark it on the calendar.
Announcement though, we do see some subs coming out for the Philadephia Fusion. Hisu is out. Carpe in.
Carpe is in. Our request has been granted.
Funny Astra is
out.
Only
God Carpe duels. Looking forward to it. What is our 2CP map?
We see no changes, so let's see what an impact those subs will have on that second half. And for all the action, we once more headed over back to Zippy and Jake.
The Overwatch League is brought to you
Kings Row.
Big Crunch.
Oh, chat. We get treated to a Kings Row. Oh, goodness. Kings Row. I mean, if your favorite map isn't Kings Row, you are provably wrong. That is a quantitative and qualitative fact that King's Row is the best map in the entire game. So King's Row is going to be up next. But, Jayne, do you remember my Zenyatta? I got better, but I can't reach Diamond, but I am so close. Kijasu, 143. I don't, unfortunately. You can make it, though. I believe in you. Switch out Oni God for Decay? No, I think the only change is coming from the Philadephia Fusion here. When is Jayne joining Fuel Pugs? I was thinking about that. I was thinking that we should do Fuel Pugs before we do co-streams. Like, we should just turn this into a whole day event where we can just, like, party together and then, at the end of the day, watch the game. And then after the game, either party or drink our sorrows away. So one or the other. But I was thinking that we should do Pugs before the co-streams. I think that'd be really cool. Eichenwald is better? I mean, you're not at the point where I'm going to throw you into a pit of lava for your bad opinions, but you're still wrong. You're still wrong, definitely. Onigod hitting those nasty yeah, I mean, like, Onigod playing this well, like, you know, his Tracer, I understand that sometimes Tracer is, like, a necessity in terms of the compositions, but I just don't think it's worth it right now playing Onigod on that Tracer. Like, every time we've played him, it's been a drag. It's really been a drag. So, what is the tank meta as of right now? Willie Taylor? I actually don't know right now. So, we've seen the Philadephia Fusion sticking to more of that meta composition that was being played a lot in the APAC division, the Asian region with the Zarya and the Winston, whereas the Fuel have played one round of primarily dive with the Winston and D.Va and another round with the double shield of the Sigma and the Orisa. So I think it's way too early to say what is a meta right now. But we do have another tweet, and this one is coming from Corrine. Is that how I say that? Non-linear girl says, hashtag Overwatch League co-stream. Thanks for giving me something to watch while I finish out this day. Really hope the Dallas Fuel can prove all the haters wrong and get that W. Me too, Kareen. I hope I'm pronouncing your name right, but I hope it as well. You know what? We are playing the Philadephia Fusion. The Philadephia Fusion are 19-2. And like I was saying, so if you are just joining us, like, it was always going to be a long shot to win this game, but what we're really looking for here is a solid enough argument that we can say that Dallas Fuel is B tier. Like, we have this really strong top 3 teams with the San Francisco Shock, the Philadephia Fusion, and the Paris Eternal. Like, they are unquestionably the best 3 in North America right now. And the gap between them and everybody else, which unfortunately includes us right now, the everyone else is still us, right? But B tier is, like, who are the closest people to A tier? It's the Florida Mayhem, and then everybody else has fallen away. And the only other team that is in discussion for being able to potentially be within striking distance of those top 3 teams is the Dallas Fuel. So that's the question we're trying to figure out today. If you went into this day trying to be like, are we better than the Philadephia Fusion? I mean, like, the answer was probably always going to be no. What we wanted to see is, are we in a place where we can say, yeah, we're probably about the same level of the Florida Mayhem. Can we make Fusion bleed? Can we show good results? And can we take the lessons from this match, which are only part of qualifiers? And so far, we've got 2 wins in qualifiers. If we lose against this, we're 2-1. If we win against this, I mean, this would be like, if we reverse sweep this and go 3-0 in qualifiers, and then our next game is against the eternally disappointing Atlanta Reign, I mean, we would be set up so good for playoffs. But even losing this, we get experience against an A-tier team. We can fix those weaknesses before we go into the playoffs. So, like, I would really like us to win King's Row just to show that the A-tier teams can bleed. That would be so good. But let's find out if that can happen going to King's Row. Let's go. We're out for blood, chat. We are out for blood. We ain't negative Nancy's. We are the positive propane professionals, but that doesn't mean we are the passive propane professionals. We're positive, and we're positively coming for your jugular. Gonna draw blood. Gonna bleed, Philly. Gonna bleed. All right. Positivity, please. Negative Nancy's, get out. What's match chat saying? Fusion, bring out Chipsa. Yeah, Fusion's not going to do that against Fuel. Yeah, Fuel is not a team on the level of Boston where you can meme us with a Super Genji or a Chipsa. Fuel's not that level of a team that you can try and pull that disrespect without losing. Passive-aggressive propane professionals. Our name is just getting weirder and weirder, chat. All right, let's go. We're on the attack first. We're rolling the double shield composition. We are going to be doing the Baptiste and the Why have I forgotten the demon's name? Brigitte. Why can't I remember Demon before I remember Brigitte? You know, it probably says something about that hero. Anyway, so we are going to be seeing way more of that Ashe. And again, it could be some of that meta inertia we've been talking about with the Vast. More of that hold. Oh, that's a big one, too. Shooting right past that crack. Ooh, Carpe. Okay, so, okay. 1-0 Carpe in terms of the duels. We did want this duel. Carpe, always been a big one. And that was the other thing that we said really, really early on in this is that one of our keys to victory here was going to be shutting down their superstars, of which Carpe is one. And he's showing why he's a superstar. Ooh, come on, Onigod. Onigod knows he's there. But yeah. So that first pick, I mean, this is King's Row. It's a very linear map. As soon as you lose the first one, you're just pretty much trying to get ult charge while losing as quickly as possible here. So yeah, Carpe found that shot on Onigod. Onigod's going to... He swapped to Widowmaker and then swapped back to the Ashe. Carpe goes for a hook shot. Not going to find anything. Doha has the blade here. I mean, wow. That was a very... There was a lot of fighting in that fight because look at their ult charges. I mean, we've almost got Rally Blade already. Our tanks aren't very high on the support charge, but there's a nice window, and that's going to be perfect spot in order to try and counter their pull and their window as well. So both teams are just going to have to hide and wait for that to expire there, but then we're going to have the Dragon Blade. So Ivy has it as well, but we've got Rally, both teams with Rally. This is going to come down to a question of execution and who can pull it best. So there's the flex coming up from Poco. Poco just barely dodges that rock from Note, but everybody survives. Both immortalities are down as well. So Doha's blading. I don't know where he is. There he is. So Ivy's also blading. Oh, Ivy gets 2 kills. I think they did the supercharge. No, did they not? Supercharge? Oh, it was the pull that got the assist. I saw the little Orisa thingy and thought that the way that they assisted the blade was the supercharger, but it was the pull. So did we use... So we used blade and rally. Okay, so that's unlucky. But the good news is that whenever you're looking for like those sort of combinations, the rate of play right now, the tempo is so high that happened above 2-minute marks, which means we still get a full cycle, a full rotation of ultimates remains. So it didn't go our way that time, but we've still got lots of time to charge it up and try it again. So it's not at the end of the world yet. Carpe's looking for him. Sato with the pull and going to be finishing off Gamsu. All right, they did have Supercharger. Not Super, the eternally benched Reinhardt player, the new Genji superstar. All right. Doha looking around the back, already using dash, so he's staying safe. Doha's trying to go for like some sort of assassination play or something, so we're changing up our strategy here. Carpe wins the duel against Onigod again. All right. Ooh. Is Doha going to be able to get out? Yeah, Carpe shot a little bit early, hoping there's a good flux onto both of the tanks here. Did they have to follow it up? I don't think so here. No, going to be dropping down. He's got it. They've got the window and a really good angle for it. That's going to absolutely destroy the shield of Poco, and it's also going to take out Saddle really quickly here. So Carpe can't really find anything, and this is starting to open up. Immortality down, but Alarm wins the duel against Paintbrush. All right. So this is still a huge spawn advantage towards us, and we've got some big ultimates. We've got Bob as well, which is good. No, Carpe on the flank. No. Okay, maybe I shouldn't have asked Carpe to be subbed in. I mean, the man's showing why he's always is and will be an MVP candidate, but man, how do you have the balls to flank like that? And lands a headshot on Gamso, shuts him down just when we were starting to get a foothold on this point too. Ooh, Carpe. Scary man. Scary man. So, you know, keys to success shutting down Carpe. Haven't done that so far, so our keys are not unlocking success. That's how this works. All right. Oh, no. Please. Okay. So they dropped the shield. They knew he was there. Bob's in. The Flux going to find... It does find Onigod. That's rough. He almost got out of it with the Coach Gun. Just barely. Now, Ivy's used both of his cooldowns, but he does have his Dragon Blade, and Paintbrush doesn't have Rally yet, and this is the last fight. I don't think we win this, chat. As much as I would love this to occur, I mean, we do have the Immortality out, but no, I don't think that's going to be it. So, drawable. I think that's what we say. Drawable. So unfortunately, you know, and that is one of the downsides of attacking first, is that if we had defended first, we would have at least gotten to see a lot more Overwatch. But no, it's going to be Philadephia Fusion going in, and they can just spend as long as they want building up 6 ultimates and then just pull the trigger. And like, you know, one of the downsides here is this first point, you know, on this King's Row point, you can usually give up 2 ticks in order to have a recontest, but Dallas is going to have to play just because of us going first. Like, this is a really big difference on hybrid maps especially, but going first means that we have to play differently than Philly did on their defense. We can't even let them have a single tick. So they can use us and abuse us in ways that we couldn't do to them. So whenever you are ending up in this sort of situation, it's way easier for the team that attacks second to win, because they have new strategic options that weren't available to the first team. So, you know, if I'm being honest here, I would expect to capture, just knowing that this is King's Row, looking at the intensity of the fighting so far, is that you would probably be expecting some sort of capture in under 2 minutes. I know I'm a Fuel fan just like you guys are, but I mean, if we go to a draw here, we will file that under miracle category. So we are backs up against the wall between a rock and a hard place, between Sigma's rock and Orissa's fortify. All right, but I believe we can do it. Carpe's on the Widowmaker, Onigod's on the Ash. This is going to be a little bit better because we can do those dynamites over those shields. Yep, and there we go. Dynamites are already coming in from Onigod. Okay. Let's, first goal, survive for 2 minutes. Second goal, draw. Third goal, reverse sweep. Is it going to happen? Can Carpe miss enough shots for this to actually occur? I don't know, but let's find out. Onigod trying to be up and aggressive, trying to get ult charge as quickly as he can. He's low. He got knocked away here. Good pull rock combos from Note and Gamsu. I mean, Note's Sigma has been looking really great, like really quite consistently good for a long time here. That was a dangerous pull, and Ivy used his dash there. Okay, so Immortality's already out. Now, Fuel's playing, like, this is so dangerous! Oh, God, no, you gotta look. Oh, my God, I almost had a damn heart attack. Okay. Onigod went from almost defeating to a 4K. I hope we get a replay of that, because I almost had a damn heart attack. He wasn't even looking at Carpe. I mean, it's the hardest kind of shots to hit are the people who aren't looking at you, because their movements are literally 100% unpredictable, because they don't even know you're trying to shoot them. God, I almost lost. I would have been so mad if Onigod... I was about to say that they've put themselves in a position to make them safer from Carpe's sightlines, but they can't back up, or he's going to be able to just lop their heads off. All right. There's the first couple ultimates. Big support line's already bagged, and the stun, and the immortality's out. Ivy's had to back off using both of it. We're still winning this, and if we win this, we're getting to our two-minute mark. All right. Let's go. Let's keep going, Dallas. Yes. Don't let Funny Astro out. Or it's Boombox. They subbed in Boombox. Didn't even notice until now. I mean, that's good. I think that Funny Astro is better than Boombox. Okay. Goal 1 has been accomplished. We have survived for 2 minutes. That is good. And Carpe has switched off of the Widowmaker, so now he's going to more like a tactical play with the Ash. So if we survive for 2 more minutes here, the miracle begins. Okay, so that Flux isn't going to find anything. Ooh, the fire. That's going to be really rough. No. Okay, so Doha does drop. Now we've dropped a lot of ults here. That's 3 ultimates we dropped right away. Are we going to be able to survive long enough for Doha to come back and clutch this out with Blade? That's the big question here. We can't let anybody else try. Another big dynamite from Onigod, just making them burn over and over again. Okay, so Doha should be back. We have Blade. We don't really have much to support them. And then Note's Flux is really going to be the next ult that we need to rely on. But they're going to have Supercharger. And the problem is that okay, big pull. Come on, one more. Got to finish it off. He got stunned. He just needs to survive. No, he just missed the slash. It was so close. They're not out of it yet, but oh no. Okay, his slash must have been micrometers from his face. Goodness, Alarm and Boombox, they survived by the skin of their teeth. No, they had Supercharger and they had the 1-tick advantage. Crimzo got the play of the game. It's not even going to be, it's not going to be Onigod's 4K. All right. Yeah. Dang. Yeah, big plays happening. Oh, no, it was Onigod's 4K. It was just credited to Crimzo. That's funny. All right. Wow. Dang. Well, it wasn't a catastrophe. I'll definitely say that. Like, they played good. It's definitely going to be still up for debate whether or not Fuel is good enough to be considered B tier. Definitely, like, I still think they're better than, like, anybody who you would even consider C tier or something like that. Are they as good as the Florida Mayhem? But, and we didn't end up making A tier bleed. So we're going to have to take this as a learning lesson. Going to have to, it's good that we got to fight an A-tier team so close to the actual playoffs themselves, the Countdown Cups. We got one more qualifier, against the Atlanta Reign. And if we win that one, which we should win against the Atlanta Reign. They're super disappointing. Baby Bay just left, haven't been having good results. I mean, we've just got some really good experience against the Philadephia Fusion here. So Atlanta, which is Sunday, which again, we'll be having another co-stream on Sunday, so make sure you come back for that one. But if we can win that 3-1, still a great seeding going into the Countdown Cup. So I'm sad that we didn't make the Fusion bleed, but we still had, I would say that was like a respectable showing. Gibraltar's second point was the lowest point of the match, but like, you know, we had some great moments from Doha. We had some fantastic moments from Onigod, even on that ping, like that flick shot on Hisu. So good. So, I mean, it's not a W. It's a shout out. It's a 3-0. Can't dress it up any other way. But doesn't change our positioning. We're still 2-1 right now in qualifiers. Have a very good shot of going 3-1. Get great seeding. Yeah. So, what else can you say? Do we have any other tweets that we want to be showing on stream? Ric Flair? Fahrenheit 214, Envy's official fan club, says, Envy Jayne, when this is over, we need a Ric Flair style promo on the Fusion after you do an elbow drop on that jacket you got on. Ric Flair style promo. We're going to find out who Ric Flair is and get back to you. Okay. And then we have another tweet from who is this guy's name? From Sato. Sato Story says, Envy Jayne, the comeback starts now. As much as I would love that to be true, I feel like it's a little bit too late. No, comeback. We say comeback start. Like when I was saying comeback starts now with the Houston Outlaws, I meant it. I wasn't just blowing smoke up your guys' you know where. I meant it. That was always possible for us to reverse sweep that. We were the better team. We were the better team in the two maps that we lost against the Houston Outlaws, and we adapted at halftime. Like that reverse sweep was always possible. It was always sitting there as long as you weren't blinded by your negative danciness. This one, I mean, I didn't see any signs that a comeback was starting. We were only looking for it to draw blood. So, you know, gotta know what you're looking for. Gotta know what your objectives are for each sort of game. You know, obviously trying to win, but you know, gotta make sure that you don't set yourself up for disappointment. Anyway, appreciate those guys' tweets. I love it. So let's take a look at a bit of chat here. And of course, as I mentioned earlier, we do not have a post-game interview today. The Fuel have other obligations immediately after this game with which they have to attend. So they're on a bit of a schedule and not going to be able to attend today here. But we'll figure it out. All right. Is it weird, but Jayne in the stream inspired me to write a girl? Good luck, Kijasu. I hope it works out for you. All right. Well, that game was under an hour. Wow. 2 minutes, or not 2 minutes. It's 2:54 in the afternoon. I have to look here. Wow. I've just tabbed into Match Tech, and there's absolutely crazy amounts of typing going on here. Your tweet didn't make it, Captain Awesome. I'm so sorry. Next week for sure. Promise. You can hold me to that one. All right. I have misplaced my notes here, but so we have. I would be very, very happy to announce this, but Overwatch League has confirmed that we get to do these co-streams for the rest. We get the next 3 games, including the postseason games. We get to do these co-streams. So your guys' feedback and support about this has been good enough to convince the Overwatch League that this is something worth continuing. So honestly, these are so much fun to do as a host. I really hope you guys are enjoying these. I hope you guys enjoy kind of hanging out with like the Dallas Fuel Club, the positive propane professionals more than you just enjoy watching the mainstream. So yeah, I'm super happy. These are going to become a regular thing now. Now, even that being said, make sure you are subscribed to the Dallas Fuel channel here. And then you'll see a tracking link in the description to just go over to the Overwatch League channel and make sure that you're subscribed there as well. But yes, that is all we've got for you today. We'll be back on Sunday with more action. We're against the Atlanta Reign. We're looking for that 3-1 placements out of qualifiers going in to get a really nice seed for the Countdown Cup. Again, you know, this isn't like the finals tournament. It's not the postseason tournament or anything. But the prize pool for Countdown Cup, all these mini tournaments, it's $275,000. So big money to be won in these tournaments. These guys are caring. So, and we are in the same sort of meta that we were looking at with Words Are Hard. yeah, so we are in no hero pools, no bans, and that's going to be the same thing that's going to be happening in the Countdown Cup tournament. Then after that, we're into the postseason and the grand finals. So things are looking up. Things are looking up. I'm hoping that this is going to be our best tournament placement of the year so far. All right. Well, I hope you enjoyed today's game. I'm sorry it was longer, and I'm sorry that we didn't get a reverse sweep against the Philadephia Fusion, but be looking forward to those W's against the Atlanta Reign stream, coach stream on Sunday. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Make sure you're following, subscribe to the channel. I appreciate you guys watching. I'll hang out in match chat on the Discord, discord.gg/DallasFuel after the stream. Love you guys all. Thanks for hanging out with me, and I will see you guys on Sunday. Bye now.